In this demonstration, we'll show how geo-enabled cybersecurity can be applied to a scenario involving the 2016 Summer Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. As with all operations centers, the primary focus is to maintain awareness of all aspects of the games. You see here a typical overview slide showing that two functions, security and technology at the Deodoro district, are compromised. We'll trace the steps involved in making this determination. This view starts out by showing the area of operations. All of the venues are divided into 4 districts. As we zoom into the Barra district, you'll see the Olympic Park, which is the home of most management functions for the games. It also includes various stadiums. Zooming into the International Broadcasting Center, we will assume that this is the location of all management functions, and in particular, the main operations center. Our focus for this scenario will be the main operations center. As in all operations centers, there is a watch officer who's responsible for maintaining awareness and reporting up to the executives. It's important that this officer be able to provide guidance to all functions without necessarily being a specialist in this case, cybersecurity. To do that, he accesses the portal, which is the component of the ArcGIS platform that allows maps, applications, and data to be shared and discovered throughout the enterprise. He opens up the Cyber Supply Line tool, which is just a web application in very simple form to allow the officer to drag and drop to show his preferred cyber supply line. This allows the officer to graphically depict his guidance to the IT professionals. In this case, based on intelligence or some other source, he's concerned about communications between the Security Operations Center in the Deodoro district and the main operations center in the Barra region. So he simply creates a logical line showing the mission data flow of concern, adds some amplifying information, and hits enter. When he publishes this web service, it will update all individuals throughout the enterprise monitoring this service regardless of the application or device that they are using. We'll now switch over to the cyber security analyst. This person is using ArcGIS Desktop to take advantage of the hundreds of geospatial analytic tools available to him. In this case, as you see, the watch officer's cyber supply line showed up automatically, but the analyst knows that IT technologists focus on devices, not logical flow. It's his job to take that flow and translate it into a physical cyber supply line of mandatory devices. He switches views. On the right-hand side, we see the schematic version, which will show the logical association of all devices. He simply clicks on the nodes corresponding to the Deodoro Security Center and the Barra Security Office. And when he applies the tracer, this shows the logical flow of data over the network. He then updates this view to show how the logical actually flows over physical devices on the left-hand pane in the geospatial view. This is what IT individuals need. They need to know the devices and where they're located to take into consideration not only cyber activities, but also natural events such as weather or flooding. The analyst now publishes this, so once again it automatically goes out to all individuals monitoring this service. We now switch over to the Cybersecurity Watch Officer. He's using the operational dashboard to monitor all functions that he's responsible for. As we can see, the physical cyber supply line created by the analyst is automatically displayed. The Cyber Watch Officer also has access to other metrics available, in this case being pulled mostly from a partner company, Red Seal Networks. The Cybersecurity Officer notices that an alert flashes. In this case, it's an intrusion detection at a certain IP address. Typically, that's all you're provided, but in a geospatially enabled cybersecurity, we're able to focus in on the location right away. It's in the Deodoro district. The watch officer is able to pull up additional details as required. He's able to hit the URL to drill into technical details provided by the Red Seal application. And in this case, he sees a known vulnerability, number 695, is associated with that malware. He's able then quickly to transfer over to the National Vulnerability Database to learn more about the specific malware in question. Here he sees that it's fairly old, so there's a patch available. He'll download that patch and provide it to his remediation team. This malware demonstrates someone has the capability and intent to affect the games. The cybersecurity watch officer decides to run a query against the Red Seal database to see if any other devices in the network are also vulnerable. In this case, he finds that 44 are. Once again, just knowing that 44 devices are vulnerable makes it difficult to prioritize resources. But using geo-enabled cybersecurity, he's able to quickly see on the map that all 44 are located in the Barra district. In particular, as we zoom into the International Broadcasting Center, there's one there as well. Now remember earlier, the International Broadcasting Center is on the watch officer's cyber supply line, which means that it's a high priority location. The cybersecurity watch officer is going to prioritize to this device. Since this device is on the chief's cyber supply line, it must be fixed first, but it also must be reported immediately. So the cybersecurity officer and the security officer walk back to the chief's desk to brief him on the status. In this case, the security officer recommends going to Amber in the Deodoro district because somebody has demonstrated capability and intent. The chief agrees and makes the update. Since no attack has actually been conducted in the Barra district as of yet, the status remains green, but the chief knows that action is ongoing.